Well, hey, fan family. We are excited about the new season that we're about to embark on for the 2017-18 year. Literally, it's less than 2 months, about 6 weeks away at Jones Brothers Park at Lake Travis. And so we really are excited to see everyone out there and expect some really cool things this year. However, before we get started, we always put together a fan verse or a theme, if you will, that we love to share with you. And we use this internally as well, myself especially. Um, it helped me stay focused and help me to stay on a mission for why we're here and what we do for Faith Angler Network. So this year, let's break it down a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about what it means to believe and ask that you think about this as well as we go through this season. So I'm not a preacher, so hang with me, bear with me as I kind of walk through this. Um, Most everyone is familiar with the life-changing verse of John 3:16, and many of you probably could just memorize it and just go boom. Um, for the rest of us, it's for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So to me, this represents God's love for us, his desire for us to have a relationship with him, and his joy and his hope and his strength and his wonderful plan that he has for all of us. So many, myself included, always felt that I needed to do more. I needed to give more. It was always something I needed to do to be worthy of God's acceptance and his love. This is simply not the case. God made it perfectly clear in this passage. All that is required is simply to believe in his Son, Jesus Christ. So the verse I want to share with everyone is the next verse in this chapter. It's verse John 3:17, equally important, and something, hold on to this. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Wow, man, how often do I forget God is not interested in condemning me. He simply wants to have a relationship with me. He loves me. And so the question is, do I believe? Do I believe Jesus came to earth, he died and rose again to offer forgiveness and a place for my eternity? After all, it is what it means to believe, right? I mean, Jesus rose from the dead. Now, that's a reasonable question. And, I'm not alone in my doubts on this. The disciples also had great doubts. I mean, they had a hard time wrapping their heads around this as well. I mean, you can read Luke 24:13 through 25, or the story about doubting Thomas in John 20:24 through 29. I mean, he said, unless I see the holes in his hands, or unless he eat a meal, and I don't know that I can believe. And Jesus comes in, boom, drops the mic, and there you go. And I will remind you, at this point, they did realize the truth, and they believed, and then they went on to give their lives to follow him. So, little background in this time in history, biblical history, man, it would have been super easy, and it would have been super safer just to move on quietly on the DL and act like this never happened. Man, they couldn't. They said, we follow you. We follow you. They realized that this is not just fake news. So what about Paul's story? This man was on a mission to kill and imprison followers of Christ. I mean, someone you would never expect would receive God's mercy and grace and forgiveness. God found a strict Pharisee, a Christian hater, a diminutive, unimposing Jew, and called him to become one of the greatest missionaries of all time. God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Man, that's pretty cool. And so this year I challenge you, doubt your doubts, expand your understandings, and believe. Some of the most intelligent minds on this universe were atheists and agnostics, and they doubted their doubts, and they came to believe. Simon Greenleaf, the founder of Harvard Law, C.L. Lewis, Anne Rice, there's just some that come to mind, and there's many, many, many others. And one even said it takes more faith not to believe than to believe. And if this is true, why take a risk? Man, opt in, don't opt out. If the worst thing that could happen to you is you connect with our Creator and begin chapter 1 of this great journey we call Christianity, it's a great ride, people. So, again, we're excited. We're really thrilled to get this new season off and running in September. And, we want to be part of the walk, and we want to be part of your journey, and we want to know how we can serve you. We're going to start providing some resources for you. We got some other things that we'll do this year to make the journey hopefully easier, and the idea, the concept to believe is true and real. And one rich resource I would say is Campus Crusades for Christ, which they got some good material. Their website is www.cru.org. Go check them out and see what they can provide as well. So everyone, we love you. We can't wait to see you on the water. Appreciate your time and believe. God bless.